Hey everybody, what's up? Good morning, Monday morning to all of you from Florida this time. We are back. I don't know, we were just laughing before we turned the camera on. Our eyes are still like a little...
Still not quite, still haven't worked out that sleep schedule thing.
The first night we woke up at like 4:30 a.m. So we're still trying to get it adjusted. What's up, Mr. Will? What's happening? Good to see you on here with us this morning. But it is nice to be back. You know, you start to miss certain things. And so what's up? What's up, Mandy? How are you? Hey, Casey, Bryce, nice to have you guys on here. Hey, Cheryl, good group of you guys already have jumped on. Something that we were just talking about, if you get on the live broadcast 3 minutes in or 4 minutes in, which we haven't already, we've only been on for about 30 seconds, you may miss some things if you don't get it from the very beginning. So if you do catch us live, that's fantastic, but you may want to make sure you catch it from the very beginning, because we share things on our team calls at the beginning that are super important. So thank you guys for welcoming us back. We're happy to be back. Couple announcements we want to go over before we kind of get into the meat of what we wanted to share with you guys today. Of course, today's the 25th, so it's the last subscription. That's always been a very important date in our calendars for ourselves when we were brand new, because it lets you know where you stand in volume for hitting certain goals for the end of the month, because there's you know, it's a little unpredictable at times what your subscriptions are going to be, but once you get beyond the 25th, there's no more guessing. There are credit cards, depending on the size of your organization, that don't process immediately. They have to take a few runs at the credit cards. I think the company will try up to 3 times. So there may not be some credit cards that have run already for you, but nevertheless, it's the 25th, and by tonight or tomorrow, all those credit cards pretty much will have run, and you know where you stand. So it's a good habit to keep track of those auto ships. It's a really good habit to keep track of your personal customers, and if their orders have gone through or not. It kind of, you want to look at your customers and your relationship as if you're their customer service agent. You're not a distributor to them. First of all, you're their friend. But secondly, you're like their customer service agent. So you want to make sure that they're happy with the products. You want to make sure that maybe they're sampling other products. And if for some reason their credit card didn't run, people get new cards, there's fraud, there's all these things, we don't want them to miss a shipment. And it creates really good behavioral duplication in the organization, but it starts with you. What's up, Mimi? It is super awesome to be back. And yeah, we got a little bit of a Spanish tan, a little closer to the sun. And our Spanish is better. Mine's better a little bit. Lynette's always has been better than all of us, I think. Even our kids were starting to have very short conversations in Spanish. So
I was going to say something in regards to the auto ships. You know, a lot of times as distributors, they'll put their auto ships later in the month, maybe because they don't have a full $200 or 200 points in volume coming to their house, and they want to see if their customers are going to fill some of that void. We use all of that. So our auto ship runs on the 5th, so we don't have to be concerned with whether or not our qualifications are going to be met to get the full compensation. So if you do have all 200 PV, you ought to have that sent early in the month so that there's no question as to whether or not you're getting your check because of a glitch in a credit card or a shipment or something like that. But if you are that person who kind of depends on a customer to maybe offset that $200 or 200 points, then you especially need to be on top of whether or not that qualification is being met. But also help your distributors in that way, especially your newer distributors. Make sure, go through and look in your back office at their numbers to make sure that they're qualified, because nobody likes getting that call from a distributor going, why didn't I get my full check? or why didn't I get a check? Because they didn't meet their obligations of their subscription. So help them out with that. That's kind of our role, right?
And it's easy to track that in your virtual office. It's also easy to track your subscription with the app. If you just hit your contacts and you personally, like me, your private information comes up. Virtual office, it's easy to see it as well. So track that. Those are important numbers. And also coming up, guys, is our lead school registration. It would be great if you guys would just go ahead and get yourself and some of your key members registered for the event that's coming up in just a few short weeks. I think we're 3 weeks out from our, 3 weekends out from our very, not first, it's our second lead school for this year. So go to teamtrueblue.org. Go to the connect button and you'll see right there where you can either hit the events tab or the lead school tab, then get directly connected to the city that you want to attend and register for that event. What's up, Mr. Taylor? Nice to have you on here with us this morning. Congratulations on the baby, I guess, that's coming. I think I saw that. So that was really cool. Tonight's webinar, I'm just kind of going through a couple quick announcements before we jump into the meat of the call today. Tonight's webinar I'm working on kind of some kind of cool angles for tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. Promote it like it's the most important event, because it is. It's tonight's event. It's the next event, and the next event is always the most important event. So how about today, just keep it in your mind that a Master Pro 10 is going to go to work for you, but you have to do your part. Your part is putting someone in front of that presentation tonight. I'm going to give it 100%. We're going to be bringing, I'm hoping, some cool little angles to it that maybe you haven't seen before. So get some people on. It's what we do, right? We are network marketers. And you build your network every day by networking with people. And I'm going to help you market tonight by doing some of the heavy lifting for you. So make sure you're on that tonight. Also, I've been getting a lot of questions about Spain, since you guys know we were there. And we're just entrenched in what was going on in Spain. Many of you are asking for tools in Spanish. You're asking me for videos. You're asking me for PowerPoints and presentations. So our YouTube channel, Team True Blue, right, has a YouTube channel. In that YouTube channel, you'll see the separation between English and Spanish, right? So all of our stuff is there. But we've also created, for some of you that missed the call a couple weeks ago, we've created a duplicate to crazyyellowpill.com for the Spanish team. So our Spanish team has their own website called Equipo True Blue, but now they also have their own website for inviting people to the information. And you can find that, instead of me giving you the Spanish version of it, if you'll just go to Team True Blue and hit the International tab, you'll see the Espanol tab. If you hit that, it takes you directly to that website. All right. So everything is there, guys, in Spanish. There's absolutely no reason that you shouldn't be going after every person you know that speaks Spanish in the United States, in Central America, in Spain, because the tools are there. They're not coming. They're there. It's done. They're waiting on you to put them to work. Last announcement before we get into some of this information is, what's up, Tanea? How are you? Nice to have you with us here today. The prebiotic that we sold out of stock should be back in stock this week. I was talking to one of the accounts managers this morning. So the prebiotic that sold off the shelves, that tastes amazing. It tastes amazing. I love this new product. Is going to be back most likely in stock this week and shipping next week. So my marketing mind, just as soon as I got that, was like, end of month, guys. get with your teams, get everybody on your teams on this prebiotic, and let's rank advance some people with that product. It's there for us to use. It's an amazing, amazing product. Mandy's saying it's in her ship today, so that's good. Mandy, you got some of the first shipments in, so it will most likely be there for all of us that are getting this Facebook Live by end of week for sure. Which it's March 29th is Friday. I think Saturday is March 30th. So you've got time, but make sure your teams know about it. Make sure you're promoting it. If you've not tried it, go try it. Find someone in your city, in your town that has it. Get a scoop, try it, tell your story. That's how this works. That's our business. It's pretty simple what we do. So let's get into some of the meat of this. Lynette, you guys know we talk about core values every time. If you guys are getting this on replay, let us know. Hey, getting it on the replay, let us know what city. The people that are new to Team True Blue love seeing where you guys are from. So like Cheryl Ray, we know she's up in Arkansas. So let us know if you get this on replay. I know most of you will, since there's hundreds and hundreds of views later. And also just know that I'm going to repeat this a few times. If you're getting this live, there's, 42-ish right here live right now. Don't think that because you've jumped on here now, you're getting all the information. You've missed 11 minutes of information. So anyway, make sure you get this from the very beginning.
So the core value that we're highlighting today is we provide all in equal opportunity of impact. And you guys, when I think about that, I think about the fact that a lot of times we're very focused on building our business and sharing this information with people, and we lose sight of the fact that we have something very special to offer. And it's different than what people are accustomed to. The business that we do, the profession that we're in is different. And people don't know it, they don't understand it, and it's up to us to help them to understand it and see what's available. But I was reflecting on our time in Spain, and every area has their own situation. But in Spain in particular, their situation is that most people go to work from like 9 to 2 in the afternoon, and then they go take a siesta. It's kind of a crazy deal. They go have a big lunch, and then they go back to work around 5 or 6 and are there until 6 or 8 or 9 at night. So if you're a parent, what does that mean for you and your relationship with your child? It means that your relationship basically exists on the weekend because you're not there. There's a lot of caregivers that are tending to the kids as grandparents. And I'm like, dude, like we have this incredible opportunity for them, like it will impact their life in a major, major way. And yet it doesn't require any special skill. It's equal for all of us. So I was thinking about that in the way that we share this information with people, because it is such a gift on so many different levels, and it offers something to people that they don't have because of the qualifications that are involved with most jobs and most employment and the criteria that have to be met. And so when you think about what you've got to offer, and we think about going out and building our business, just know that what you're giving someone, they really can't get anywhere else. So think about that, because when we think about giving instead of receiving, the words come out of our mouth differently. When we think about the fact that we're doing this for someone instead of for ourselves, the message comes off differently and the results will come out differently. So the bonus is you'll be growing your business, but it's also that you're going to provide something to someone else that they don't have the opportunity to have otherwise. So just think about that, because I feel like it's I don't know, it puts your mind in a different place when you're sharing this information with people. So it was my take on our core value for the day that I wanted to share.
It's awesome. It's good. We go through life making money, and then we're introduced to network marketing. And I can just tell you guys that what Lynette and I just experienced has been so good for us. I can only speak what's on my mind right now, in that, you start to realize what kind of impact you can have in other people's lives when you do something like we just did. Literally, there are people on the other side of the world. They may watch this and get it translated, I don't know. But we created such a bond there in a short period of time that like we didn't want to leave them and they didn't want to leave us. We were in the hotel room and it was like that time. Like it's time to go, split up, and no one wanted to leave, right? Like we wanted to stay together. And I just keep thinking about the impact that that we've had on their lives by just taking what we've learned in the last 10 years of network marketing and giving it to them in a few weeks. And you can't do that in any other profession. So you have people that will join your group and they say, well, I just want to help people. Well, let me tell you, if you want to help people, you found the right business. Now it's really back on you, okay? Because you've said, I want to help people. Well, guess what? You can't help people if you keep this to yourself. You can't help people unless you're with them, helping them get what you've gotten. Okay? If you're a Pro 3 or Pro 4, you need to go help some other people get to Pro 3 or Pro 4. Show them exactly what you've done. Don't hold anything back. Tell them what it took you to get to there because they want that, right? And so what an amazing business we have to impact people's lives. And it's up to them. It's up to us. It's up to you to decide if it's for real. Like if you really want to help people, or was this about you? And I'll just tell you that a lot of people, when this gets difficult, when it gets difficult, all of a sudden, all of their decisions shows me it was about them in the first place because they stopped. They stopped doing what they were doing before. So that tells me you weren't doing this for other people. You were doing it for you because when it got hard for you, you stopped. And so do you want to help people? Because if so, there is nothing on this earth that I have found from a business standpoint that will allow you to have the impact in people's lives like this business. So if you're saying that, I just suggest you go do it because it's extremely rewarding. I mean, what we experienced while we were in Spain was extremely rewarding, and it wasn't financial because we spent a lot of money to be in Spain, a ton of money. Of course, we're hoping for a financial return or we wouldn't have done it, but nevertheless, I want to talk to you about two things. They're intertwined, and that is our comp plan and the program that we're having right now, the Ascend to Influencer program. And I'm going to pull this back up on my laptop from the corporate site. But what I want you guys to do, you can get there two ways. You can either go to lifevantage.com and get into the drop-down bar for promotions, or you can just go to teamtrueblue.org and get into the, I should have known this exactly if it's in tools. I think it's in tools and promotions, and it'll take you right to the LifeVantage spot. So just get to the promotions page and you'll see this Ascend to Influencer program. And I feel bad that we haven't talked about it a lot since it was announced. But you just need to know that this goes on through the end of June 30th, guys. There is plenty of time for you guys to capitalize on this program. And I think everything about this program is the right behaviors, the right type incentive for you personally to be going after and teaching into your teams. So just know a couple highlights. I want you, I'm not going to go through this whole thing. I want you to go to the promotions page at LifeVantage and look at this program. But what they simply did is they looked at all of the people in the last few years that had hit Pro 7 at LifeVantage. And they did some numbers. How long did it take them to get to Pro 7? How many people did they personally enroll as distributors? How many customers did they personally enroll? And a rhythm, like Jim Rohn says, if you do something long enough, some averages show up, right? If you go try to hit a baseball 100 times, you try 100 times, there's some numbers are going to show up. Your averages are going to show up. Well, the average at LifeVantage was what showed up. And this Ascend to Influencer is what you need to be aspiring to get to the elite ranks. Because I think that's what a lot of people really want when they look at LifeVantage. to me, you know, there's a couple milestones at LifeVantage, and one of those milestones is Pro 7, the elite ranks. It's just a game changer. You get to participate in the global pools. You get special seating. You get trips when you hit Pro 7 for the first time. You're going out to the yearly retreat that they do. It's you just get spoiled and you get paid to do it. So this program puts you on the path to elite distributor, right? And so some people, I think, thought they had to hit these numbers every month, and that's not the case. So if you didn't get your distributors in the month of February and you didn't get your customers in the month of February, it's okay. These are accumulative numbers, okay? So just know, like, if you are a new distributor, from new distributor to Pro 2, first you have to become a Pro 3. That's one of those foundation ranks, right? But then you just need 10 distributors by June 30th and 15 customers by June 30th. And those numbers, what's up, Shayla? Those numbers stay the same. The only thing that changes is how many Pro 3s you have to create. So if you're new to Pro 2, you have to become a Pro 3, okay? But if you're a Pro 3 or Pro 4, you need to create 2 Pro 3s. And then personally, 10 distributors, personally 15 customers. If you are a Pro 5 or above, you need 5 new Pro 3s. Okay, so you create 5 new Pro 3s, not you personally, your whole group, guys. Okay, the only thing that's personal is if you're a brand new distributor, brand new to Pro 2, you have to become a Pro 3. But for the Pro 3s and 4s, just create 2 Pro 3s. If you're a Pro 5 or above, create 5 new Pro 3s, okay? And then what we do personally is you go get 10 distributors and 15 customers by the end of June. Guys, that to me, when I look back at what Lynette and I did, we didn't set the world on fire in enrollments. Like, we didn't enroll 20 people in a month, but we did those numbers. We were enrolling a few distributors every month, and they do come in bunches. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but your distributors will come in bunches, and it's because of your activity. When you're being intentional about enrolling, things happen. That's why Eric Worre, he's really big on these 90-day runs, and he's not the only one. I mean, the really hardcore old school professionals in network marketing, guys, yes, the game has changed, but some things will never change. And laser focused efforts produce results. And when you get laser focused for 90 days on enrolling, and if you really back it up with the activity, you're going to enroll new distributors. And the answer to trying to get your business growing again is always enroll more distributors. That's what this program is. The most important people, the newest people coming into your organization. This Ascend to Influencer is a phenomenal incentive. And what do you get? Well, you're going to get treated like an elite distributor in Kansas City. You're going to go to the reception, which is going to be off the hook. Kansas City is going to be a big party. It's the 10-year anniversary of LifeVantage. You want to be there for all kind of reasons.
That elite reception's in a stadium, right?
It's at the College Basketball Hall of Fame, I think.
Yeah.
And college basketball is kind of a big deal right now. March Madness, right? We haven't even talked about that incentive, but
yeah, so it's going to be a really cool event to be at. But more than anything else, you guys, as you're coming up in the ranks and you're not yet an elite distributor, you're going to be in a room with nothing but elite distributors and Master Pro 10s and corporate, and that's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to have conversations that you don't otherwise have. It's the very reason that we encourage people to try to qualify for incentive trips, because it puts you in an environment that you wouldn't be in otherwise. So it's a big deal to be at that event.
They're gonna, you're gonna be, so once you've hit Pro 3 or you're creating Pro 3s, you guys really want to know how to be an elite distributor. Well, there's no better way than to go hang out with the elite distributors. Your environment matters. Like, a Pro 5 can't tell you how to get to Pro 7. They can do it on paper, but they've never done it.
Right.
Okay? The people that can tell you how to get to Pro 7 are Pro 7s and above. So you can't read it. You gotta do it and have done it, right, to be able to understand it. And so hanging out with those people is a big deal. Swag they're going to give you. Lynette and I, for the people that hit it in our team, we are going to step the game up for you guys. We're going to give you some special recognition right here on these calls. We're going to interview you guys one by one. I don't care how long it takes. We'll get it done. But one by one, we'll interview you guys right here so you can teach all of Team True Blue, because you'll be able to, right? If you hit Pro 3, you now have a skill. If you want to impact people's lives, you need to be telling them how you got to Pro 3. Because if you create enough Pro 3s, guys, you will have a rock solid organization. So we'll give you some recognition. We're gonna have a team networking event in Kansas City. We want to recognize you guys there and do a bunch of special things for our new influencers, because as Darren said, you want a team full of influencers. So this is kind of the first building block to becoming an influencer in network marketing. And we know once you are an influencer in network marketing, there's substantial pay, substantial pay. And that's what this is all about, is impacting people's lives and benefiting financially our families for impacting enough people's lives. Last thing I want to share with you guys that has been on my mind is the comp plan and how we get paid. And too often we're looking at ranks, our personal ranks, and that income earning statement, guys, and saying, okay, I want to be a Pro 6 so I can make $5,000 a month. And then they get to Pro 6 and they're not making $5,000 a month. And they're like, what happened? The income earning statement said I was going to make $5,000 a month. No, what the income earning statement said was the average Pro 6 makes, I think it's $5,600 per month. Guys, if you are a newer organization, you've been in LifeVantage a year or less, probably 80% of your organizational volume is enrollment volume. Okay? Could be more, could be less. I'm just giving you the numbers, right, that I know work. Excuse me. That means 80% of your volume is getting commissioned to someone else. That 40%, guys. That means you only getting commissioned on about 20% of the volume, and that 20% is the subscriptions. So here's my suggestion to you. Whatever your financial goals are with LifeVantage, don't associate that so much with a rank. You should be associating your financial goals with subscription totals, okay? And I'm just going to give you a round number. It's not definite. The company will never print this because it's a variable, right? Some will be higher, some will be lower based on how you structure your organization. Wider organizations make more money than three-legged organizations, okay? Three-legged organizations will not make as much money as a five-leg organization that are on the same levels, okay? So depth is stability, width is wealth, okay? It takes longer to build a five-legged organization than a three-legged. Common sense, right? So there's a lot that goes into structure, but here's what you need to know. You're gonna earn about 5% on average of your subscriptions, okay? So if you want to make $5,000 a month, certain, okay? Because that's that Pro 6 range. They're making on average about $5,000 a month. For a fact, you can almost take it to the bank. If you have $100,000 in subscriptions, you're going to be earning about $5,000 in residual income. Now, your check will be bigger than $5,000 because that's not including your matching bonus. And if you have $100,000 in subscriptions, it means you are an elite distributor, meaning you're getting paid that Pro 7 bonus. Okay, that's a round number. But if you've got $10,000, in subscriptions, then that means you're going to be earning about $500. Okay, and there's a lot of people that hit Pro 6 through enrollment volumes. They'll get $50,000 in volume, and they only have $10,000 in subscription. and they are shocked when their paycheck is $600 or $700. And you shouldn't be shocked, because 80% of that $50,000 got paid at 40% to the enrollers. You didn't enroll them. Your team enrolled them. You make 40% on your enrollments, but your money is made in subscriptions. So, based on this information, if you have certain financial goals, you need to backwards engineer how you're going to accomplish those goals by training your team how to use subscriptions to build a paycheck. Okay? How do we do that? You talk about it on your weekly calls. You talk about it in your presentations. You talk about it when you're goal setting with your team. You just make sure your team knows how the compensation plan works, and then there won't be any surprises later down the road at the end of the month when the paychecks don't match what the rank is supposed to pay you, okay? The final thing I'll tell you too, guys, when it comes to the comp plan is this. Our comp plan rewards why we join network marketing, okay? We join network marketing for freedom. It's not because when you first join network marketing, I know a lot of you like Lynette and I, if I spent 10 hours in the car business and 10 hours in LifeVantage, we made way more money in the car business. Like thousands of dollars in the car business for 10 hours. Pennies, just pennies in network marketing for 10 hours in the beginning, okay, until you get duplication. And so that's what I'm talking about. What are you duplicating? Are you duplicating a team with subscriptions? Or are you duplicating a team just enrolling people and not talking about subscriptions and not talking about taking care of your customers and not talking about having enough PV and points to qualify? It's up to you to decide what duplicates in your organization. If you want true freedom, you're going to be building a team with solid subscriptions and auto ships, not just hitting ranks, guys. If you want freedom, you need to be tracking those subscriptions every month, because that's rock solid. It is where you create a life that allows you to travel anywhere you want, when you want, to go impact other people. Guys, you can't have an impact on other people's lives unless you have two things: time and money. Unless you have time to have impact on someone else's life, you're not going to have an impact. And unless you have enough money to go do it, you're not going to have any impact. If you want to help other people, you've got to help yourself first, right? The saying is, before you can lift someone up, you must be standing on higher ground. Well, the way you do that in our business is go get to Pro 3 and go do it with a solid foundation of subscriptions, and then teach that to your team over and over and over and over again. That's how you do it, guys. So I hope this information has been beneficial. You're going to hear a lot about subscriptions and how we get paid in April at the Lead School in April. If you're catching this live now, type in live, all right? Love the hearts. Thank you guys for all that. Love it, love it, love it. Tag your teams in this. But if you're just getting on this, you have missed 33 minutes of, we think, some very valuable information. Don't think you got it all if you got half of it. Go back and watch it from the beginning, very, very, very beginning, please. I think, and teach that to your teams, because I know a lot of times for us, if we are just scrolling through Facebook and we catch a live, I don't go back to the beginning.
Right.
I just don't go back to the beginning. This live is a little bit different. This is about your business and us trying to help you get what we've got. Okay. I rarely say this, but guys, we are Pro 10s. I think all of you want to be Pro 10s. I'm not saying that to say, look at us, but we have been Pro 10s for 4 years. So I would suggest that if you want to be a Pro 10, that you do the behaviors that will lead you to that spot. When we were at the beginning, we were like sponges. We were super, super sponges. Unfortunately, we didn't have Facebook. I wish we had Facebook, but the bad side of Facebook is there's so much information. And back in the day when we did our live Sunday calls, people were getting on at the beginning. And now we just kind of like, I'll get it later. get the information, go to the beginning of the live, teach your teams to go to the beginning of the live for proper duplication. So we're happy to be back. We've had a few good meals back in Florida. Our bed is amazing, so our puffy eyes, I know my eyes are always puffy, but that's just hereditary. So that's just the way it is. But this business has been very, very exciting the last few months for us. We are hoping to share with you a lot of our experiences in bits and pieces from what we learned, again, in Spain. What happens when you get a laser focus in your business? You can have a massive impact on people's lives. And that's what I'm suggesting you guys go out and do this week and with your teams, is get really focused on what you want, where you should be spending your time, and go impact and invest in those people's lives. So anything else?
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. All right, you guys have a good day. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.